What's up, guys? Today we're gonna get started on something a little different here on the dump truck. You know, she's doing pretty good as far as mechanical wise, and got the tail lights lined out, brake lights, all that. We'll start on this bed, trying to freshen it up a little bit, make it look a little better. I'll show you what we got. You can see she's pretty rusty, just worn and tired. And you can see right here we got a hole. I'll patch it up later. And we got some pretty heavy duty rot right here. I'm going to cut all this out, try to patch it back up. But what I'm going to start on today is just the rest of this. I'm going to start hitting it with the wire wheel, try to clean it up, and hopefully maybe we can get some primer put back on it today. Start making this thing look a little better, not such a eyesore. So that's the plan for now. So we'll get at it and see what we can make happen. Okay, some of you might laugh at my face shield. Hey, I do need a new one. This one's about scratched all pieces. But you use these wire wheels on these grinders. This is what you want, because they will throw off little pieces of the wires, and believe me, they will stick into you and all over you. I mean, if nothing else, wear safety glasses, but I have had these stuck in my face, little pieces of them, so I usually go for the shield itself to cover my whole face. So we'll see how good this does. I know it's hard to tell on camera, but this is all pretty smooth now. You know, we're not going for a show car finish here. This is a piece of equipment, so we're just trying to knock all the rough stuff down to get rid of the heavy duty rust and rot. And like this stuff here, we're just going to knock it down, and we're going to shoot it off a coat of primer before we put any paint on it. Now it's going to take me a little bit to work in back all these little places like this, and up in these nooks and crannies back in here, and then I'll pop the lights and stuff loose and reflectors and get all that real good. So I won't bore y'all with that. Hopefully when we come back, I'll be spraying some primer on this. Okay, cutting the first section out right now. You can see how rotted all this is. Try to get this outer layer pulled off, and then see about this, whether this is worth saving in here. It may not be, don't look like. You can see the dirt right there, just from over the years, all the dirt stuck in there. So I'll get this pulled off and get everything cleaned up, and we'll see what it looks like. Better put some gloves on for this. It's kind of really, I mean, I know it, dump bodies and stuff aren't built to last forever, but you know, it's kind of a bad setup, because I know you guys can't see it, but you have your cross members that go across the bed. They come over to this, which is just like a piece of flat bar. It's welded onto them. Then this is the outer layer of the bed that just kind of caps around that. It may have been welded on the bottom, or maybe just tacked in places. But there's a void in there, probably about, maybe close to a ½ inch it looks like. And even right here where I cut it off, I'll show you in a minute, right here where I cut it, that's full of dirt back that way. So I'll we'll see what we can do. We might end up cutting all that off right there just to try to help save it. See that? That's just dirt. Dirt right there, and then the rest of it's rust. You can see what used to be a void in here, and that's full of dirt. Yeah, and that's holds water in it, causes it to rust out. You can see here the rust. So we'll probably end up just cutting all this out too, putting new stuff back across it. And you can also see here from where I cut, you can see the body itself, the thin places where it's a little bit thicker. Looks like that's about factory thickness there, and then over here it's had some rust and it's kind of thinner right there. So we'll try to cut some more out. What's up, everybody? Justin here. Today we're gonna be back to work on the old 78 International dump truck. Today we're going to try to work on this bed sub, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here, what we're going to try to do today. Now, I know some of you seen in my other videos I've talked about, you know, working on this, fixing all this rust and stuff here, and we're going to do that. But I bought a Sandblaster that hooks up to the pressure washer, and I bought that to mainly do the bottom side of this bed, just because it's take forever to try to do this with a wire wheel, because all your braces and stuff. And so we're gonna try to get that thing hooked up and see how good or how bad it does, and hopefully we're not gonna get rained out, because it's thundering and been raining off and on. And I just got home from work, so hopefully we can get a couple hours without it pouring rain on us. But we'll try this out and see what we can make happen. So let's get it set up. Well, old Larry here ain't been fired up in about 2 weeks, so we'll see what she does on the first trying to start up after it's been setting. Probably have to reprime the fuel pump. There it is. I'm just gonna pull the truck out and back up in front of the garage. That way I don't have to use a big bunch of water hose to stretch down, because we're not going to run city water to do this. We're going to use the well water. and my pump house is on it past the garage, so that's the intentions. Go ahead and dump all the water out of the bed too. We've got to raise the bed up anyway. Yeah, now you can see what we got going on here. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of rough. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, you need to cut all that out and replace all that where it's beat all to pieces and stuff, because, you know, evidently whoever had this before, they used it like a rock truck. But we're not going to do that. We're just going for to knock it down, throw some paint on it, make it look pretty good. And if this truck turns out to be something I end up keeping, it's a good truck, all that stuff, then we'll worry about cutting all that out and replacing it with putting a good smooth bottom in it. And yeah, I'm gonna stick something under there, some kind of a railroad tie or something, in case that thing wants to leak off, it'll catch it. So yeah, I won't be under here totally unprotected. Okay, so here's what comes in the box. Now, like I said, this is a Sandblaster attachment off of Amazon. Figured I'd show all this to you guys while it's pouring the rain outside, naturally. But anyway, this is the pickup tube. This will go down in the bucket of sand. And here's the pickup hose that goes on the end of that onto the metal line. And then you have this part. This is what this will hook up to the pressure washer wand. The red rubber hose hooks up on the bottom, and this is your nozzle. And looks like it comes with a few extra nozzle tips, the ceramic tips, pair of safety glasses, and some probably junky hose clamps. So anyway, I get this rigged up and we're gonna see what it's gonna do. I've already got a 5-gallon bucket of sand. I watched some other guys do this stuff on their on the YouTube videos, and you know, you gotta have really dry sand to do this. So I bought the sand, like play sand's all this is. And you can see I put it in a kiddie pool. I'd let this set in my garage, you know, on and off for like 2 weeks. I'd pull it outside and let it dry, pull it back in to keep anything from getting in it. But yeah, it's because when I bought it from Lowe's, it had the bags of sand were super wet, and it just won't work. So I had to dump it in there, and like I said, you know, it took me about 2 weeks to get it all dried out. So anyway, let's get this set up and see what happens. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try this out. I have not tested it yet off camera or anything. We're just gonna try it on the frame rail to start with, so you guys can see it, because I think it'd just be real hard to see up under this bed with the camera while I'm trying to do it, because they'll have a bunch of sand flying back. And yes, I do have the geek goggles that they sent with it. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna fire it up here, see what happens. it's not doing exactly right. It's trying to spit some sand out. Go throw them over there. Well, so far it's not working right. I actually seen it spitting water back into here. So I'm gonna open it up and see what's going on. You can see right there, it shot a little bit out. And what little bit it did come out right there, and there's a little bit right here too. But if I keep it working, it looks like it'll do a real good job. I mean, that's bare metal right there, smooth. Let me take this thing apart, see what I can come up with. Okay, this nozzle, here's the problem. You look at that. There's a chunk of a rock or a piece of coal or something stuck in that. So all the water was building up and trying to run back down the pickup tube. So that's what our issue was. Let's knock it out and we'll try again. Okay, I believe I got this thing figured out. You see it done pretty good right there in that one spot. Okay, the drawback, or what I've found seems to be the issue. Okay, first of all, you gotta keep that nozzle like that. When you're spraying it, your input, sand input, needs to be on top so that no water can get back in it. Number two, you're gonna have to filter the sand. I did not filter this sand with a screen or anything. It's straight out of the bag, let it dry, put it in there. And it's got little pebbles that keep getting stuck in the tip. And when it gets stuck, of course it won't spray right, but then that lets water blow back in your sand tube and stops it up. So we're gonna quit on the sandblast until I come up with a filter to screen and filter the sand. Okay, we're gonna scratch the sandblasting for today till I get a chance to run out and get some stuff to make a screen with to filter that stuff out. So we're gonna focus back on this. I actually cut this rusted panel out about 3 months ago and haven't worked on it since. Now I got dressed up, cut a little bit more, trim this up. Now we're going to use this old piece of C-channel here. I've already started cutting the end of it off. We'll make another cut on it. And we're going to try to figure out what the best plan is here to do. Because this is just a little bit taller, the C-channel is, than what this height is here. You know, I might just stick it on here and match it up best I can on top, that hang down the bottom, vice versa. You know, we're just trying to get this thing patched back together where we can start using it. And I might come back later and put more money into it. I know I could go to a shop and have this whole side panel right here made, bent, and cut all this out and change that whole thing out. But for what it is and for who it's for, we're just going to do this. We're just going to cut the rusted part out, splice the piece back in, and go with it. We got to do the same thing on the other side. So I'll get back with you when we start putting this piece back on. in case you're wondering, I'm using my little Hobart 140 MIG welder. It does a pretty decent job. It ain't bad. I gotta dress this vertical up a little bit. That's kind of tough. That's pretty thin on the dump body side, but it's gonna work on going on across with it. Okay, I got it on there. Don't look too bad. Hillbilly patch job. It's all welded in. I couldn't believe how thin some of this stuff was. I'm gonna clean it up with, well, I've already wire welded it. I'm gonna spray a little bit of acetone on it, wipe it down. Then I'm gonna hit it with some rust reformer just to keep it from rusting up. Like I said, when the time comes, it's all gonna get a nice shiny coat of black paint. What you're looking at right there is just rust reformer on it. As I already wire welded this side of the bed and just sealed it up. So yeah, that's that side, and we got one more side to do. Then we can kind of start wire welding this thing and primer and painting. Not too bad looking. Got the rust reformer on it. That should help us out, keep it from rusting until we get around to putting the paint on it. I believe that thing was just a little bit tweaked when I put it on there, but oh well, that'll work. Not real happy with that joint, but yeah, like I said, we're on a budget here. That'll have to work for now. Guys, I'm gonna end this one right here. Gonna be pretty well the same scenario on the other side. I might get some footage of it, anything interesting comes about, but other than that, you know, hopefully some of the next videos will be actually spraying some paint on this, and we'll get back on the Sandblaster once I get a sifter built for it. I think it's going to work pretty good, and really make fixing the bottom side of that bed and doing the frame rails, make them a lot easier, everything look a lot better. So that's it for this, and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that like button. Thanks for watching.